seated. Welcome to the White House. Laura and I are so pleased that you could join us on this proud and happy occasion. It's a special honor for us to be in the company of these distinguished honorees. We welcome the honorees, we welcome their family members, and we welcome their friends. The Presidential Medal of Freedom is America's highest civil award and is presented for meritorious achievement in public service and science, the arts, education, athletics, business, and other fields of endeavor. The award was created through the executive order by President John F. Kennedy and first presented here in the White House by President Lyndon B. Johnson. All who receive the Medal of Freedom can know that they have a special place in the life of our country and have earned the respect and affection of the American people. Alan Greenspan, Ph.D., is one of the most admired and influential economists in our nation's history. So you may be surprised to learn that Alan studied music at Juilliard. He began his career playing the saxophone and clarinet in a jazz orchestra. Even then, he showed his mathematical side. His fellow band members had him fill out their tax returns. He was on his way to a lifetime of achievement in the field of economics, from Wall Street to the White House to the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. The era of Chairman Greenspan will always be known as one of phenomenal economic growth, high productivity, and unprecedented innovation and opportunity for all our citizens. He is a believer in economic freedom, open and flexible markets, and boundless human creativity. In his 18 years as Fed chairman, he applied those principles with consistency, with calm, and with wisdom. As he prepares to conclude his government service, Alan Greenspan leaves behind a standard that will always define a successful chairman: intellectual depth, analytical skill, and credibility beyond question. And he leaves the Fed with the utmost respect and thanks of his fellow citizens. Like Chairman Greenspan, Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn are brilliant men who found great success in their chosen field and have played an extraordinary role in the story of our time. 32 years ago, Dr. Kahn, an engineer, and Dr. Cerf, a computer scientist, figured out how to transmit data between separate computer networks, and to do so quickly, effectively, and routinely. Dr. Kahn called it interneting. By developing a common digital language for computers across networks, these two men prepared the way for a technological revolution. The Internet is one of the greatest innovations ever launched, and even now has vast potential as a force for great good. And it's a source of pride to all of us. It is a source of pride to all of us that this progress was set in motion by two talented Americans. Our economy, our lives, and our world have all been enriched by the imagination and the efforts of Robert Kahn and Vinton Cerf. Sonny Montgomery has given the United States a lifetime of service. He wore the Army uniform in World War II, earning a Bronze Star for valor in Europe, and returned to active duty to serve in the Korean War. He is a retired Major General in the Mississippi National Guard and served the people of that state in public office for 40 years. In 3 decades as a congressman, Sonny Montgomery was a tireless advocate for American servicemen and women, past and present. His forward-looking spirit helped to equip and train the finest fighting force in the world. And the Montgomery GI Education Bill has helped millions of veterans find opportunity in the nation they defended. I know from my visits to Mississippi that all you have to say is Sonny Montgomery's name, and they still cheer. Folks remember him and love him, and so do our veterans. Sonny, you're a great man. Congratulations to you. Air Force General Richard B. Myers became chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff less than 1 month after the attacks of September the 11th, 2001. And he was the right man for the job. As the principal military advisor to the President during a time of grave danger to our country, Dick Myers was a source of wisdom, clear analysis, and broad vision. As chairman, he helped design a thorough and innovative military strategy for victory in the war on terror. During his watch, America and our allies liberated more than 50 million people from tyranny. And General Myers helped set the military on a vital and necessary course of transformation so that America will be ready to confront and overcome the challenges of the future. This fighter pilot is a model officer, deliberate, unflinching, and calm in a storm. He's respected in every branch and throughout the ranks of our armed forces. With his recent retirement after 40 years in uniform, the nation returned Dick Myers in as-is condition to his wife, Mary Jo. He left the service with 4 stars on his shoulder, and his place in American history is secure. The United States of America is a stronger and safer nation for the integrity and the courage and leadership of General Richard Myers. The conflicts of this young century demand a clear-eyed understanding of the great dramas and tragedies of the 20th century. And perhaps no scholar has studied that time with as much diligence or intellectual courage as Robert Conquest. His life began in 1917, the year of the Russian Revolution, whose evil consequences he would so thoroughly and faithfully detail in The Great Terror and other memorable writings. The truths he told were not always in fashion, but the cautionary lessons he taught about murderous ideologies and the men who served them will always be relevant. His books have been translated into 20 languages, and there have been times and places when those books were carefully hidden. Today, the empire he revealed is gone forever, and the works of Robert Conquest are an enduring testament of the truth. This wise and eloquent man is greatly admired by his fellow Americans and by all who love freedom. Paul Rusesabagina also bears witness to an evil of the 20th century. He was a hotel manager in his native Rwanda when the horror began to unfold in 1994. That hotel soon became a haven amid the carnage, with Paul, his family, and more than 1,000 other men, women, and children inside the compound. Without that shelter, every one of them would almost surely have been killed during those weeks and months of merciless terror. This good man saved them by holding off the enemy with his commanding presence, his shrewd manner of negotiating, and his incredible calm amid the crisis and chaos. Paul has insisted, quote, "I'm not a hero. I'm simply a man who made a decision to hold on to my family, my life, and my beliefs until the end." But the world came to know the story, and people everywhere can recognize heroism. And we're so honored that Paul is with us here today. This morning, across the United States, millions of Americans started their day listening to Paul Harvey. People everywhere feel like they know the man, and his wife Angel, too. And for so many Americans, no morning, Monday through Saturday, is quite complete without Paul Harvey's news and comment. This tireless broadcaster is up every day before the sun, writing his own scripts and ad copy for an audience tuning in to more than 1,200 radio stations and the American Forces Network. He first went on the air in 1933, and he's been heard nationwide for 54 years. Americans like the sound of his voice. His friend Danny Thomas once said to him, "You'd better be right, because you sound like God." And over the decades, we have come to recognize in that voice some of the finest qualities of our country. Patriotism, the good humor, the kindness, and common sense of Americans. It's always a pleasure to listen to Paul Harvey, and it's a real joy this afternoon to honor him as well. Carol Burnett is known not just for one voice, but for many. From Eunice to Starlet O'Hara. All those who have heard it will never forget her Tarzan yell. The variety show ran for 11 years and received 25 Emmys. An even higher tribute to the show is that millions of Americans still laugh at the memory of the sketches and characters from the Carol Burnett show. True to her theatrical training at UCLA, Carol has also given unforgettable performances in serious roles. Yet it is far more than talent that has endeared Carol Burnett to the American people. It is her goodness of heart, her sincerity, and the wonderful spirit that comes through. She spent her early years in San Antonio, Texas, where they still think of her with great affection. The same goes for the whole country. Carol Burnett is welcome in every home in America, and she's welcome here at the White House today as we pay tribute to this noble woman. Here at the White House, we get an interesting mix of visitors. Already today, I met with the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense and the Dalai Lama and the Sheriff of Mayberry. Andy Griffith first came to the people's attention with his gift for storytelling, and his own life is a mighty fine story by itself. He started out as a high school teacher, and in his amazing career, he has gained fame as an actor and received a Grammy Award for his singing. He will always be remembered for the Andy Griffith Show and Matlock. Yet he's also given powerful dramatic performances in such movies as A Face in the Crowd. Looking back on his Mayberry days, Andy explained the timeless appeal of the show. He said it was about love. Barney would set himself up for a fall, and Andy would be there to catch him. The enduring appeal of the show has always depended, and still does, on the simplicity and sweetness and rectitude of the man behind the badge. TV shows come and go, but there's only one Andy Griffith, and we thank him for being such a friendly and beloved presence in our American life. A week ago today, the flag of the United States flew at half-staff in memory of Rosa Parks. And in Detroit, at Mrs. Parks' funeral, worshipers heard Aretha Franklin sing, "I'll Fly Away." Generations of Americans have stood in wonder at the style and voice of Aretha Franklin. One record executive put it this way: Aretha is still the best singer in the world, bar none. She finds meanings in lyrics that the composers didn't even know they had. She chills you, heats you, affects your soul. It's exhilarating. When Aretha Franklin recorded the song Respect, it became the #1 hit in America, and she won the first of 17 Grammy Awards. The Queen of Soul has been a singer all her life, thanks to the early encouragement of her mother, Barbara, and her father, the Reverend C.L. Franklin. They raised their daughter to be a woman of achievement, deep character, and a loving heart. And I know they would be filled with pride this afternoon as our nation honors Miss Aretha Franklin. Frank Robinson was born in Beaumont, Texas. And though it has been a while, we are still proud to claim this Hall of Famer as a Texan. He first achieved greatness as a member of the Cincinnati Reds nearly 50 years ago. As a Red, he was the most valuable player in the National League. As an Oriole, he was the most valuable player in the American League. He won the American League Triple Crown in 1966, an achievement so rare that only one player has done it since. His 586 home runs make him 6th on the all-time list. His teams won 5 league championships and 2 World Series titles. 30 years ago, he became the first African-American manager in Major League Baseball. He's been named Manager of the Year in both leagues. He serves today as a skipper for the hometown team, the Washington Nationals. Frank Robinson is a man who leads by example. His wife Barbara said he believes in rules and he respects the game. He reveres the game. Baseball fans across America would tell you the feeling is returned. In the game we love, few names will ever command as much respect and esteem as the name of Frank Robinson. Last year in Ohio, I ran into Jack Nicklaus and asked if he had any advice for my golf game. He said, "Sure, quit." The game of golf takes a rare combination of raw ability and sustained concentration. Jack Nicklaus earned the distinction as one of the greats early in his career. When he edged out Arnold Palmer at the U.S. Open in 1962, Arnie said, "Now that the big guy's out of the cage, everybody better run for cover." The Golden Bear went on to win 17 more professional majors and more than 70 PGA Tour events. Galleries across the world have admired the intense focus and unyielding competitiveness that Jack Nicklaus brings to the game. They admire just as much the man himself. In every aspect of his life, Jack holds himself to a high standard. He's a great gentleman, and for his skill, grace, and class in every circumstance, Americans will always look up to the example of Jack Nicklaus. Only a few athletes are ever known as the greatest in their sport or in their time. But when you say the greatest of all time is in the room, everyone knows who you mean. It's quite a claim to make. But as Muhammad Ali once said, it's not bragging if you can back it up. And this man backed it up. From the day he won the gold medal at the 1960 Olympic Games, we all knew there was something special about this young fighter from Louisville, Kentucky. And his record of 56-5, including 37 knockouts and 19 successful title defenses, hardly begins to tell the story. Far into the future, Fans and students of boxing will study the films, and some will even try to copy his style. But certain things defy imitation. The Ali Shuffle, the lightning jabs, the total command of the ring, and above all, the sheer guts and determination he brought to every fight. This is a man who once fought more than 10 rounds with a fractured jaw. And he fought to complete exhaustion and victory in that legendary clash of greats in Manila. The real mystery, I guess, is how he stayed so pretty. Probably had to do with his beautiful soul. He was a fierce fighter, and he's a man of peace, just like Odessa and Cassius Clay Sr. believed their son could be. Across the world, billions of people know Muhammad Ali as a brave, compassionate, and charming man. And the American people are proud to call Muhammad Ali one of our own. Our country and our world have been improved by the lives of the men and women we honor today, and now I ask the military aide to read the citations.
Muhammad Ali. One of the greatest athletes of all time, Muhammad Ali produced some of America's most lasting sports memories. From winning the gold medal at the 1960 Summer Olympics to carrying the Olympic torch at the 1996 Summer Olympics. As the first three-time heavyweight boxing champion of the world, he thrilled, entertained, and inspired us. His deep commitment to equal justice and peace has touched people around the world. The United States honors Muhammad Ali for his lifetime of achievement and for his principled service to mankind. Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett's legendary performances have delighted audiences since her Broadway debut in 1959. As a singer, dancer, comedian, and actress, she has been one of America's most cherished entertainers. The Carol Burnett Show, in which she created so many memorable and humorous characters, was an innovative and immensely popular television show in its time and continues to influence television to this day. The United States honors Carol Burnett for enhancing the lives of millions of Americans and for her extraordinary contributions to American entertainment. Vinton G. Cerf and Robert E. Kahn. More than 30 years ago, Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn designed the architecture and communication protocol that gave rise to the modern internet. The innovative work of these two pioneers laid the foundation for a global transformation of communication, commerce, and entertainment. The United States honors Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn for their outstanding contributions to science and for improving the lives of all Americans. Robert Conquest. Robert Conquest has written numerous influential books on history, politics, and international affairs, as well as volumes of poetry, fiction, and criticism. The quality and breadth of his work, including his landmark books, The Great Terror and The Harvest of Sorrow, have earned him a wide audience and the respect of scholars and policymakers around the world. His powerful work on the Soviet Union helped reveal the human tragedy of communism. The United States honors Robert Conquest for his distinguished and profound contributions to the intellectual life of our nation and the world. Aretha L. Franklin. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin has recorded more than 20 #1 singles and revolutionized American music. Her instantly recognizable voice has captivated listeners ever since she toured with her father's gospel revue in the 1950s. She is among our nation's greatest musical artists and has captured the hearts of millions of Americans. The United States honors Aretha Franklin for her lifetime of achievement and for helping to shape our nation's artistic and cultural heritage. Alan Greenspan. As chairman of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System for 18 years, Alan Greenspan has been a steadfast and effective manager of United States monetary policy. With prudence and wisdom, he has helped shepherd our economy through stock market crashes, global fiscal crises, recessions, and national disasters. During his nearly 2 decades of principled work at the Federal Reserve, he has become the standard by which central bankers are measured. The United States honors Alan Greenspan for his outstanding career of public service and for enhancing the character and prosperity of our nation. Andy Samuel Griffith. Andy Griffith is one of America's best-known and most beloved entertainers. After his introduction to a national audience as a stand-up comedian on The Ed Sullivan Show in the 1950s, he went on to star in such celebrated television shows as The Andy Griffith Show and Matlock. As a legend of the stage, cinema, and television, Andy Griffith has built an enduring career and set a standard of excellence in entertainment. He is a man of humor, integrity, and compassion. The United States honors Andy Griffith for demonstrating the finest qualities of our country and for a lifetime of memorable performances that have brought joy to millions of Americans of all ages. Paul Harvey. For more than half a century, Paul Harvey has earned the trust of millions of Americans by telling them the rest of the story. His news and comment program first aired in 1951, and today his broadcasts reach some 20 million people each week. He has built a proud legacy of integrity and excellence. The United States honors Paul Harvey for his extraordinary career in broadcasting and his contributions to the intellectual and political life of our nation. G.V. Sonny Montgomery. During his 3 decades as a member of the House of Representatives from Mississippi, Sonny Montgomery was a tireless champion for America's veterans. A decorated veteran of World War II and the Korean War, Sonny Montgomery brought his personal experience and expertise to his service on the Veterans Affairs Committee and the Armed Services Committee. He sponsored the landmark Montgomery GI Bill, which has helped make higher education and professional and vocational training accessible to millions of America's veterans. The United States honors Sonny Montgomery for his service to our country and for his dedicated work to honor and improve the lives of men and women who sacrifice for our liberty. General Richard B. Myers, United States Air Force, retired. For 4 decades, General Richard Myers has served our nation with honor and distinction. He flew some 600 combat hours in the Vietnam War. He later served as Commander-in-Chief of the North American Aerospace Defense Command and U.S. Space Command. As chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Myers played a central role in our nation's defense while devoting himself to the well-being of the men and women who wear the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. The United States honors General Richard Myers for his dedication to duty and country and for his contributions to the freedom and security of our nation. Jack W. Nicholas. Jack Nicholas set the standard for golf excellence. He won 73 PGA Tour events, 6 Masters, 5 PGA Championships, 4 U.S. Opens, 3 British Opens, and 2 U.S. Amateurs. From his playoff victory as a 22-year-old at the U.S. Open in 1962 To his legendary charge down the back nine at Augusta in 1986, Jack Nicklaus succeeded with dramatic flair and steely determination. He always conducted himself with class and treated his fellow golfers and fellow Americans with respect. The United States honors Jack Nicklaus for his contributions to American sport and for being the greatest golfer of all time. Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson played the game of baseball with total integrity and steadfast determination. He won Most Valuable Player awards in both the National and American Leagues. He achieved the American League Triple Crown in 1966. His teams won 5 league titles and 2 World Series championships. In 1975, Frank Robinson broke the color barrier as baseball's first African-American manager, and he later won Manager of the Year awards in both the National and American Leagues. The United States honors Frank Robinson for his extraordinary achievements as a baseball player and manager and for setting a lasting example of character in athletics. Paul Rusesabagina. Paul Rusesabagina demonstrated remarkable courage and compassion in the face of genocidal terror. During the Rwandan genocide in 1994, he risked his own life to shelter more than 1,000 fellow Rwandans targeted for murder. His noble and selfless acts have been honored around the world. His life reminds us of our moral duty to confront evil in all its forms. The United States honors Paul Rusesabagina for his spirit and bravery in defending and caring for his fellow man.
Thank you all for coming. Congratulations to our winners. And now Laura and I would like to invite you to a reception here on the state floor. God bless you all.